Here on Flow FM, we've been talking about regional bank branch closures. There's been plenty of politicians weighing in on it, and we've spoken with the Australian Banking Association as well. Their CEO, Bligh, said Australia Post is being contracted by banks to provide some services. Josh Bannister is the General Manager of Retail Services at Australia Post. Josh, thanks for joining us today.
My pleasure, Ricky. Thanks for having me.
All right, Josh, what is Australia Post providing in terms of banking services or supporting bank services in regional areas?
So Australia Post has got over 3,500 of our outlets which offer Bank at Post, and over half of those are in regional areas supporting our customers and communities. And they allow customers to do everyday banking services, things such as depositing cash and cheques, withdrawing money, making balance inquiries for free via your own bank. And we partner with over 80 financial institutions in doing so.
And I gather there's some bank services at this stage you probably can't provide. Are there more bank services you're looking to be able to provide in future? Or is it more like getting more banks on board?
Look, with 80 financial institutions, we're very fortunate to be partnering with a large part of the financial market in Australia, but we are looking at what our future services may be, particularly in regards to small and medium businesses, and we'll evolve that in partnership with the banks to ensure that we meet those changing consumer needs.
And as we've talked about this on Flow FM, about Australia Post possibly getting more involved in providing those bank-like services with Bank at Post, there's been conversation about, will you have like banking specialists? I imagine, are you able to pick up some of those bank staff that might be formerly at branches, or are you hiring specialists to work in these Australia Post branches?
The team members that we've got at Australia Post go through rigorous training, which includes annual certification in relation to our requirements as being a financial institution. We offer services that are more of an everyday nature, so we're not offering advice from a financial planning perspective, nor are we doing lending. But as I said, what we will continue to do is look at those services that we offer to ensure that we can meet those changing consumer needs.
Yes, there is quite a bit more extra regulation, as I understand it, in financial advice and other sectors you've mentioned there. And when it comes to the confidential discussions people might want to have at Australia Post when it comes to their banking, your layouts at the moment, in some cases, and you've had to necessarily for security and maybe COVID purposes have those layouts a certain way. Will there be a need to change the shop front, the fit out for more banking conversations in future?
We don't currently have any plans in that place. As we look at change in services and a potential expansion of services, of course that's something we'll consider. But with the way that our outlets are configured at the moment, they're very suitable and conducive to the everyday banking that we offer to our customers through Bank at Post. And they ensure that you can do that in privacy and comfort, meeting our great team who are operating in over 3,500 outlets, as I mentioned.
Well, Josh Bannister, thanks so much for just clarifying some of that for us as we keep talking about banking services in the outback, the bush and regional Australia. Great to have you with us today.
My pleasure. Thanks so much.